Hey everyone, I'm Jeb Smith. Today we're going to discuss the eviction and foreclosure moratorium. Just a few hours ago, the FHFA, that's the Federal Housing Finance Agency, announced that they are going to once again extend the eviction and foreclosure moratorium. So in today's video, we're going to talk about that extension. We're going to talk about how long they've extended it to. We're going to talk about some of the language that they put in that press release that could kick this can even further down the road. And we're also going to talk about some of the pros and cons of extending that foreclosure moratorium. But before we do that, I want to ask a favor. If you're new to me, new to my channel, if you like topics like this, forbearance, foreclosure, anything real estate related, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. So today, actually just a couple of hours ago, the FHFA announced that they are going to extend the foreclosure and eviction moratorium until the end of January on any federally backed loan. So if your loan is not federally backed, then essentially it does not fall into this extension. But if you have a federally backed loan, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, more or less FHA, VA is going to probably follow some sort of suit on this. But it has been extended until the end of January. Now, if you've been following these videos before or been keeping up to date on that information, this is the fourth extension. It was originally supposed to expire in May, and then it got pushed out until August, then December, and now the end of January. So you might be asking, why are they continuing to extend this? Well, I guess this could affect up to 28 million people with these eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. So those that are helping, those that it's helping are those that have, essentially missed their mortgage payments, never filed for forbearance, and are in a position where they could potentially be foreclosed upon. And then you have renters that haven't made their rent payments for months. I mean, sometimes, even close to 9 months in this case, because the eviction and foreclosure moratorium has been in effect for almost 9 months and going on 10 months. So this helps out a lot of people, allows them to stay in the property. But there are pros and cons to this. The pros is that it helps those that really need help, by allowing them to stay in their property for, this extra period of time. But the downside is that there's a lot of people taking advantage of this situation. They could be working, they could be having income, and they're just not paying their rent because they don't have to. And so it's protecting those people from being kicked out. And in that case, it's not a good thing. And you also have to look at landlords. It's affecting landlords in a negative way. Now, some landlords are able to, get forbearance from their lenders, which is a huge plus. But there's a misconception out there that all landlords are wealthy people, that these people have a lot of money and that they can afford to continue to pay their mortgage when the tenant isn't paying. And the reality is that's not true. A lot of these are small mom and pop landlords that can't afford to make their mortgage payment in some cases when the tenant's not making their mortgage payment or their rent payment in this case. So that's how it affects, it has a trickle down effect. Yes, it helps a large majority, but there's also downsides to that, and in this case it's the landlords in most cases. So and even when that eviction and foreclosure moratorium expires, chances are it's going to take months to get people out of property. So, I did a video just yesterday where I talked about how I don't think a housing market crash is likely, which I'll mention here above. But it has a lot to do with these extensions. I think this stuff is just further out than most people think it is. But let's talk about the language that the FHFA put in the press release. They once again put the same language that they put in the last time they did an extension, and that was that they would continue to monitor the situation and more or less address it accordingly. And so that's what they've done this time. They feel that the end of December isn't enough time to properly get things in place, and they could be potentially waiting for some sort of stimulus, some sort of additional help. So that could be a play as well. There could be things coming down the road that may help this, may ease the burden, if you will, when it's time to actually go through with the evictions and foreclosures. But for now, they're going to continue to monitor. So there is a really good chance that, come January, they extend it again. We don't know what's going to happen at this point, but we do know right now it's been extended. And so what should you do if you're in that position where you can't make your payments? Well, if you haven't filed for forbearance, there's still an opportunity to do that. You still have through the end of the year to reach out to your lender to request forbearance if you have a federally backed loan. So that's an opportunity, and you can ask for up to 1 year of help there. So you could actually take it till next December if you're in that case. If you're a tenant and you're in a property where you're not able to make your payments, reach out to your landlord, have that conversation, let them know. I manage a couple of properties for clients, and we've had people reach out to us that weren't able to make their payments. My clients have worked with them, and it's all good. I mean, everything has fortunately worked out for both sides. So it's a conversation that needs to be had, but don't just go through, thinking that it's going to go away, right? You need to have that conversation. So I will continue to monitor, the forbearance and eviction extensions and moratoriums, and continue to put the information out as it becomes available. I ask a favor, if you're still here watching this and you haven't done so already, hit that like button. And, I want to thank you for your support, continuing to watch, and we'll see you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.